here we are with a very recognisable man, is Mr. Charlie Simpson, a man who is multi-talented. He's got millions strings to his bow, and he also has a new EP coming out.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's my debut solo album. It's called Young Pilgrim, and it's something that's been in the pipeline for a couple of years now. I started writing it end of 2010. I've always had the kind of ambition to do a solo record, and I just spent kind of 6 months in my studio at home writing a bunch of songs. And then released it last August, and really pleased to have a top 10 record, and it was all good. And I'm just about to go out on the road. I'm playing South by Southwest next month in America, which is going to be my first American show as a solo artist, which I'm looking forward to.
We know you as the singer, the guitar player, sometimes drummer. Through my research, I found you also play piano and keyboard to boot.
Yeah.
First of all, how did you just come across all these instruments? And second of all, why did you learn so many?
I don't know, man. I think the music's kind of run in my family for a long time. And so with drums and piano, I didn't really start having lessons. I just started teaching myself, I guess. You know, I've for some reason managed to pick up the drums quite easily. I just had a sense of rhythm, and I used to just kind of listen to all the songs that I loved and just kind of copy what was going on with what the drummer was doing. And it's the same with the piano. You kind of just find your way around. I mean, there's not probably the best technical way to do it, because you're picking up bad habits. It's almost like playing golf. You know, I've started playing golf and haven't had any lessons. I've got to a point now where I'm probably doing things horribly wrong. It's quite similar with music. I think you get to a point where it's good to have some kind of theoretical knowledge. So with drums, when I got to the age of about 15, I did start to have a couple of lessons just to kind of tighten the bad habits, and did the same thing with piano. But I don't know, man. I think people can just get onto an instrument and I guess just try and teach themselves. There's great books you can get that can kind of teach you the way. But the reason I wanted to learn so many instruments was just so I wanted to get to a point where I could do what I've just done and record an album completely by myself. Because I remember Dave Grohl did it, the first Foo Fighters record. I remember hearing that he'd done all the instruments himself, and I was thinking to myself, that's so awesome. Like, I'd love to be able to do that one day. So I just thought, well, I'm going to try and learn all the instruments I can.
Well, does it help that you have music in your blood? Because I've read, and please tell me this is true, that you're related to Sir William Sterndale Bennett.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's true. So therefore, you're always going to be in music.
Well, no, I think it's interesting, because I think it definitely is part of your genetic makeup. I do, because with piano and stuff, I just think he was an incredible pianist. You know, wrote some amazing kind of concertos that still get played today by modern orchestras. And I think that there is definitely something in the genetic makeup, because it's no coincidence that if someone's a great footballer, or someone's really clever, really good at maths, then their sons or daughters can carry those traits. So I think that the fact that we've got quite a few musicians in my family, I think it definitely probably makes a difference.
Well, not only that, I mean, you say it can be in the blood, it can be genetic. Your uncle used to play rugby for Harlequins in England in the 70s, so therefore that's in there as well.
Yeah.
So just to add to the mix.
Yeah, and I think my brother took a bit more of that. I mean, my brother, he was really, really keen on rugby. I mean, he wanted to be a kind of international rugby player at one point. Because at my school, I mean, Dan Hipkiss went to my school, and there was a few others that kind of went pro at rugby. And I think my brother was kind of following in my uncle's footsteps, because he was a great rugby player, and he played for England a couple of times. But yeah, that's another thing probably that's in the family. But I've always been a big fan of rugby, because my dad's always been a huge fan, and I used to play rugby when I was really young. And he actually he had this thing called mini rugby, which he helped to kind of curate, where young kids from all over the area, because I came from Suffolk, would get together on a Sunday and play rugby. And it started when you're really young, it's kind of touch rugby, and then it would work up to be full-on union rugby. And it's really nice, because it means that the teams across the different parts of the county can play each other, gets people into sport at a young age. I've just always had this love for rugby that I haven't had for any other sport. I mean, I enjoy watching football, and I like cricket and boxing, but rugby, there's something about the game I just think it's really beautiful to watch, and it's really good fun to play.
So, I mean, at what point did you stop playing? Because there must have been a tipping point where it was like the rugby or the music.
Yeah, it was, about 16 years old, I think. I mean, I broke my wrist, which stopped me playing for a while, and I broke my nose, and then that stopped me playing for a while, and then it got to the point, yeah, I mean, you just got to dedicate yourself, especially when you get to the age of about 18 and you go off to uni. I think people need to have a real wanting to do it, because at school it's easy to play because you have to play, it's part of the curriculum, and so it's very easy to get in the teams.
So stopping had nothing to do with the fact that you're a bit of a pretty boy, you didn't want your face smashed up,
No.
You didn't want your ears or nose on the side of your face.
No, I think that'd look cool, man.
Is it builds character?
Yeah, build character, yeah. It's funny because the rugby players, it's funny when you see the pro rugby players and their literally ears are all cauliflowered, and let's give them as a sign of a warrior, to give like battle scars. But I've met a lot of the England players, and they're lovely, lovely guys. I went to a benefit dinner just after we won the World Cup, actually. Delalio's had a benefit dinner, and all they kind of turned into a bit of a World Cup celebration dinner, and they're all really nice. Yeah, all gentlemen, and it's nice. I love going to Twickenham. I go to Twickenham as much as I can. The good thing is my uncle, because he played for England, he had some caps that you get he gets priority seats that I can always take advantage of. So went with my dad to see Six Nations last year. I could have seen the World Cup final that we won, because they went with my dad and my brothers, but I was sadly working. And then the camera panned, as Johnny Wilson took that drop goal, the camera actually panned to my dad and my brothers. I was like, no! So I wanted to be there, but it was it was amazing, man. I remember being in the pub at like 9 in the morning drinking Guinness. It's probably the only time I've been in a pub at 9 in the morning drinking Guinness, and it was a great day.
A lot of the England team are and were musicians. I mean, Ricky Flutie, singer guitarist on the side every now and then. Johnny Wilkinson, apparently he's a decent guitarist.
Really?
Yep. Andrew Sheridan, he's got an album out.
Has he?
He's got an album out, and Joe Worsley, he's a concert pianist.
Yeah, Matt Stevens sings.
Well, there you go.
Matt Stevens sings, yeah.
So you got a whole lot. So, could we ever see a musical?
That would be awesome, man. So Johnny Wilkinson plays guitar. I did not know that.
There you go. He's another person who could just do everything.
Yeah, man, I'd like to see him play guitar. That would be awesome, man. I'd say a rugby band would be sweet. We should put that together.
And then you can front it.
Yeah, nice.
Perfect.
We'll do a single. That'd be fun, man.
So just onto the rugby. First of all, Rugby World Cup. Bit of a damper squib. What do you make of it?
It's a real shame because the focus of that World Cup wasn't on rugby. It was on what was going on outside the rugby, and I just think rugby's always prided itself on not being about that. It's very much football. Football is always in the tabloids, and there's always so much scandal going on, and it rarely happens in the rugby world. And I just thought it really cheapened the game for a little bit, which is not good, because it's the same with cricket when that betting scandal happened. Two games that are very quintessentially English, quintessentially pride themselves on the fact they're honest sports, and it's about the sport. It's not about stupid off-field scandal stories. So when I saw all that stuff, it was disappointing, and it was also disappointing that the end of that World Cup was the last international careers for some of those players who are great, who had great careers, and just feel like it ended on a bit of a downer. But saying that, I think that we played some good games. I don't think it was a complete disaster. I think it was a shame to see Martin Johnson go, because I think that he could have probably done more. It may be a little bit of a hasty exit, but I think it was his choice, wasn't it? He wasn't pushed; he decided to go. But then looking at this new Six Nations team, I'm excited, man. I mean, these last 3 games have been promising, and it's pretty much a new team now. But you've got some good players coming up, new management, which seems to be going well so far. So yeah, I mean, I've got high hopes actually.
Does it say a lot about Stuart Lancaster? Should he perhaps get a full-time job?
I think Stuart Lancaster's done a great job so far. Like I say, we've only had about 3 games, and so it's difficult to judge, to judge that just yet. But I mean, I think he's done very well. I think it's nice because we've got a very fresh team. There's not so much pressure, I don't think. It's like he's set out from the start. He said this is there's a team for now and there's a team for the next World Cup. And I think that's important that the players don't feel too much pressure, because they're going to be moulding and interacting with each other, and I think it's going to take time to form that kind of bond that the last team had, who had been playing together for nearly 10 years. So it's going to take time, but they're definitely promising signs. I look forward to seeing how they get on in the future.